Hello. So I want to do a quick video, and I'm referring to my post today when I something about being politically active on the right now. I'll give you a little history about political, you know, savvy, if you will. So growing up, I was raised conservative. I was always been a lifelong conservative, and always will be. And I was raised by my parents are Democrats, but they're the John F. Kennedy classical liberals. So those guys are cool. I like them. They are good to remind people like me that are like a staunch conservative. Sometimes you have to come a little bit to the middle, like a moderate sometimes, because everybody, that didn't grow up with the same opportunities that I had. So that's understandable. So with that being said, when I went to college, it made me more conservative, and then when I'm in the military, that's why I'm pretty staunch conservative from that. So, like I said, I've always been conservative. It's just like more steps that I've leaned more towards Republican. And with that being said, you can ask any black person. We're conservative by nature. Now, I know every black person is not a Republican and everything, and I understand that. But our nature and given our American history as blacks, we're probably conservative because, number one, we do not trust the government. You can ask any black person that is well versed in their history and know their heritage and everything. We are not for a big government. So, with that being said, as I completely denounce any Democratic connections, I see that the Democratic Party is really just the party of Satan. I mean, there's no other way else to put it. The Republican Party, they, I believe, are pro-God and pro-faith and pro-America, but the establishment itself is losing grips with what it should be because it's being dragged by the left, and that shouldn't be happening. So these establishment partiers are now falling by the wayside, and I believe there's a new uprising of true liberals and true conservatives, and I'm grateful for that. However, I want to tell you, just because I'm not politically active on the right wing, if you will, does not mean that there aren't racist or idiots in the conservative side. Just as the left we have discovered they have numerous idiots, but guess what? You have the same amount, if not more, idiots on the conservative side. And given this past events that's happened given the events that's happened this past spring, I have seen that a lot of conservatives, a lot of them are very insensitive and very, in some cases, some of them are racist, yes. And that's from both black and white. Now, the issue is that it's not just, just because you move from one side to the other, that is not going to make your life any less difficult, or it's not going to be any less racist. Saying like with the left, I do believe they take racism and group it as a whole collective group, as a universal systematic racist thing. And on the right, you have racism too, but it's that particular individual. So like I said, there's racism on both sides. It just manifests in different ways. Now, however, given, the George Floyd case, I don't know, something is really funky with that. I'm not going to say how or why, but it's something really wrong. Something wrong is going on. It's something got to give. And then you got the Ahmaud Arbery case, and that to some reason that just broke my heart because that's a young man. I don't condone the life he was living or whatever he was trying to do, whatever the case is. That young man did not deserve to die the way he did. And you got idiots on the left saying defund the police. I'm like, if you defund the police, you're gonna have a lot more Ahmaud Arbery's happening if we defund the police. That's stupid. Why would you defund the police and then you end up having, like, I'm driving through North Philadelphia now, and I used to live in this neighborhood, and they did that stunt where they pulled more cops off the streets, and the crime last year in North Philadelphia alone skyrocketed. It was a murder or shooting or robbing every day people getting stabbed in broad daylight, and they took the cops off the police force. I mean, off the streets. And I understand that the racist tweets were alarming. I understand that, but you typing a racist tweet is not threatening my life as if I live in a dangerous neighborhood and there's no cops around. That's more threatening to my life than ever. And, you know, I plead the blood of Yeshua over me every day. I pray to keep the whatever away from me. That's all you can do is pray that over you. It's the best you can do. Well, that's the only thing you need to do in this case. That's the best. That's the only thing you need to do in most cases. But anyhow, so back to the right. You know, you got the right saying, well, that man, he was a thug. He was a this, he was a that. Yeah, he was a thug. He deserved what he get. That's so cold and so callous and cruel to say that to a victim of police brutality. Here you have with George Floyd, you have an unarmed citizen being brutally attacked by police. Something's wrong with that. I mean, you can't see the whole setup in that. There's something wrong with that. And then with Ahmaud Arbery, even though that was not a setup, it's still tragic. And you had one guy that was a sacrifice. You had another guy that was a victim of just carelessness. Is sick. And I had people say, well, he deserved it. He was a thug. I'm like, whoa. First of all, if that was your son that was mercilessly shot like that by those vigilantes, your tune would be totally different. So I can't stand when people be like, oh, he deserved what he get. First of all, that's heartbreaking to see that even happen. Second of all, do I condone what he did? The heck no. But all this young man had to do was serve some community service time or just spend a year or two in jail, he would have been fine. At least he would have been alive. And he would have had a chance to turn his life around and give his life over to Christ. That's what I wanted to see. But I have these cows behind conservatives talking about, well, that's what he deserved to get. That's not showing compassion. And if you are a child of God in any way, shape, or form, you would have compassion, wanting him to have a second chance like God would. We serve a God of a second chance. So why should Ahmaud Arbery not get a second chance? What is it about him? Because he lived a quote unquote thug life, and I grew up in a different life. How am I worth more to God than Ahmaud Arbery? We're both human. We're both souls that were created by God that live on this earth or have lived on this earth. What's the difference? So these conservatives saying, well, he deserves what he get. You need to show more compassion. This is why we have a lot of problems with our party, because people lack compassion towards those that didn't grow up like them. Okay, I'm sorry, but like that's just why I do not follow people like Candace Owens. She lost me with that Ahmaud Arbery case. I'm like, sweetheart, are you for real? Are you for real? He deserved what he get. Or he was just more than just a jogger. Who are you to say what he was doing? Who knows what that young man was doing? All I know is that he got caught up in some mess he shouldn't have gotten caught up in, and he shouldn't have died the way he did. So again, I want to say, conservatives, show more compassion, because you're creating more idiots just like the left is. Show more compassion and be a man and woman of your word. So on that note, I'm signing out. Have a good day, and I'll chat with you later.